like to take that model and expand it a little bit and give you all a snapshot by describing one of the Christian leader group meetings where we have lunch. Uh, we open with prayer, and it's usually a short prayer. It's not a denominational prayer. It's not a lofty, I know how to pray better than anybody else kind of prayer. It's just thank you for the food, Lord. Uh, Sit with us in our fellowship, please. And almost immediately, we go right into something that is going to create a context for dialogue. We get that context created quickly, and then we open it up for dialogue. These are intelligent people, connected. They're when we're talking about the Christian leaders lunch, these are people from the marketplace and the workplace, and every once in a while there's one or two from the church place. We're trying really hard not to stack it with church place people because we don't want it to turn into some sort of religious digest. We try to talk practical, and then when we open it up for dialogue, without any pre-orientation or anything, these people all have public manners. That is, group manners. They've learned it in boardrooms. They've learned it in seminars. They've learned it in different kind of ways because of the flow of their lives. They've learned how to be mannerly, and it appears that they learn to listen also. So that as one speaks, I'm not thinking about what am I going to interject? How am I going to get my point in? What, am I going to get a chance to drop my bomb? But they're listening, and they have a capacity to stay on a topic until the topic it's time to release the topic. And then the shift into something else happens without any prompting. It just kind of happens gracefully. And we fill up a whole lunch hour, and then and everybody gets a chance to participate. I think I can see, although it might be harder among a group of ministers to promote that kind of dialogue where we make headway on life and ministry topics and issues by letting and allowing everybody to talk and contribute and helping everybody stay on point. And not exactly stay on this topic, but to stay on point, that there is a general context. Within the context, there's many different ways to respond. And it is one of the best things I've ever seen. And somehow, when I think about the early church, the first church, how they met from house to house, they met for prayer, they ate, they met for the apostles' doctrine. I do not think, in my own mind, it's hard for me to accept to myself that the way a home meeting went was they got the food out of the way, and then the apostle monologued for an hour or two, or 3 or 4. I think that as they ate, topics came up because they were having to live through issues that they didn't have to live through, especially live through as Christians. And they're going, how do you do this? How do you let somebody go who slaps you on one cheek and you want me to turn the other one? How do I do that? Oh, I get the tithe thing, but I've never been all that good at it. How does that work? I think there's a lot of issues that came up over meals, and the apostles were there. And what the apostles talked about is the issues that they came up trying to live a Christian life among the marketplace and the workplace and the social place.